Hey guys, it's 4 weeks since the Ironman South Africa. In this video I'm gonna talk to you about my injury, how I'm dealing with it, and also my race plans. We decided that I am not going to race in San Francisco. I had to take 3 weeks complete off to just get my body the rest, and actually the hamstrings and the piriformis, they reacted really well on the treatment. Seems like it's without training I don't feel any pain at the moment, but even still without training I still feel the coccyx quite a lot, and even just easy swimming is it's very difficult. So that's why it's just not realistic to race in 4 weeks in San Francisco. I will skip that race, even though I'm very bummed to miss that action. I was really looking forward to it. But it doesn't make any sense. I think it's important now to get first fully healthy, and then I'm really motivated to get back into things. But first, I have to recover, and then from now I will put my focus on T100 in London and the World Championship in Nice. At the moment it is been a bit tricky. I'm also still easy swimming, like pushing off the wall. My doctors told me to take that slow, so at the moment I do have to alternate a bit different training programs. What I've been doing is a little bit of the endless pool swimming. That gives me the opportunity that I can just swim easy with the pool boy and not have to push off any walls, and like that I can still move a little bit without having the pressure from pushing off the walls. So that, with having a few walks, was kind of the first activities I was able to do.
How do you like walking?
I hate it. I definitely prefer to run. It's all I can do at the moment, so I'm happy I can walk. And I think it's with the coccyx, it is tricky because it can take, even though it's not officially broken, it feels very similar than when I had it broken. I really don't want to make it longer than it has to be, because it can really go on for a long time if it doesn't heal. So I do have to give it the rest. Definitely getting a little bit itchy now to just get moving a bit. I got myself distracted quite good with hanging out with friends and family, also enjoying that time, because normally I don't have so much time of that. Having some nice barbecues, but still having no training at all for over 3 weeks was very different to what I'm normally doing, and that's why I definitely look forward to go out for a run again, even if it's just a 30 minutes easy run. That I definitely look forward to.
What are you doing for rehab?
So the rehab is a little bit special because I can't really do too much like exercise in terms of also stabilization or too extreme movements, because the key is just to really let it rest. So what I've been doing, and which really helped a lot, is dry needling, to just get that tension out of all the area around the hip. Having the dry needling therapist definitely helps to know that now it's all loose again, and get the muscles and also the joints, the ligaments, just getting them smooth. That's one part. Then with my osteo, I'm working very closely. He's also been doing the manipulation, that everything is in the right place. So that's kind of the two things I focused on. And then in terms of muscle management, I do some rolling, just a bit of black rolling, to get the fascias, keep them loose, and also take away the tension. In terms of the bone itself, just really needs the rest. There's not so much to do to the bone. It's really about working around.
So how are you dealing with not being able to train all out?
Well, there's two sides to it. I think one side is that I really just have to accept how the situation is. I managed to do it quite well. I think years ago I would have struggled more. Definitely helps to have people in your life which you can hang out with, and trying to get your mind off it, because if you constantly think about what you're missing, or also what you're missing out on the preparation, it can be, of course, frustrating. So in that part I got myself quite good distracted. But then still, of course, I also know that every few days or every week is another loss towards knees. So of course I try to do everything that I can heal as fast as possible, but you can't skip healing process. So it's just about being patient, accepting the situation is one step, and then finding solutions how you can recover. That's what we've done so far, and now fingers crossed that the healing is processing well. And then in a few weeks, I believe that I can be back in training. So definitely it's a mental aspect. The body will remember the training, but of course it's if you're racing an Ironman, it's not all about mental. It's also, you have to be fit. So I prefer to go to races being prepared. And at the moment, yeah, I don't feel prepared.
How have you been adjusting your nutrition with training less?
You get less hungry if you train less, definitely burn less calories. At the moment, yeah, I'm doing 20 minutes easy swim per day compared to 5-6 hours in a day. So definitely it's a huge change. I've tried to eat as much protein as possible because also I think for recovery it is important. Yeah, a lot of good nutrients, a lot of vegetables. I kind of always try to focus on that, but now, yeah, even more, I think it's important to give the body all the good nutrients to recover and heal. And yeah, I think good fats, good protein. It's not, I still eat dessert, even having maybe 1 or 2 kilos more than before, it's not gonna be such a big problem because once the body starts training again, it kind of uses it quickly. And also it's good to have a tiny bit of storage, so to not be completely on the edge, because that's also kind of where you get injured more quickly.
What would you tell an amateur athlete on how to deal with being on the sidelines?
It's hard to compare because I think as an amateur, I would think completely different. I would just focus on my social life and my job, because obviously training is an amateur's passion, and I think it's also okay to shift the focus, forget about training for a bit and not worry about it. If it's your job, it's a little bit different, I would say, because it's your job to work. So if you can't work, it's destructive in a different way.
So how do you feel about the situation that you're in?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a bit funny because I do feel different than I probably would have 5 years ago. I do feel that my body is struggling more, and it's kind of a sign that it was a good decision to retire at the end of the year. But also I still have that fire in me that I have to go for this year, that I want to do a good race and still show one more good performance. In one way, I do feel it's good that it's the last year, but I'm also keen to get back training one more time. And I definitely hope to show some really good races in London and Nice. That would be, that would be a dream if I can do that one more time and then really have a performance where I can just go really hard and have the support of my body to push hard. So yeah, fingers crossed my recovery goes well and that I can be back strong in training soon and show some more good races this year. So yeah, thanks for watching. And
anything else?
I don't know. Yeah.